Welcome everybody, I'm Burner. This is The Walking Dead Road to Survival, and we have a new tune on the block, guys. New Epic Specialist Abraham. Let's take a peek at the message. Check out new Epic Specialist Abraham with his very fast rush and hemorrhage specialist skill. Now in recruits and rewards at increased chances that are still extremely low, but let's go take a peek. Alright, nothing too changed up with the art there. You see him on the left. Let's look at these stats. Whoo! So he is hitting pretty hard there at 962. Defense kind of low. The health is nice and high. Adrenaline rush, military focus, recharge rate of 45 AP. Okay. He deals 300% damage to one enemy. This character gets 145 attack and plus 100 crit for 2 turns. The crit is important because of the hemorrhage skill. If you don't remember it from seeing that recent hemorrhage Maggie, when the specialist lands a critical hit on the enemy, that enemy suffers extreme bleeding that worsens every turn, plus 150 bleed damage. I also did a stuff and things about the specialist skill and whether or not it was going to change the game. I still don't think it is. Bleeding is a very interesting aspect to build a team around, but you kind of need, a whole team or a good majority. I would say probably at the least you need 4 bleeders in your team to kind of really make it worth it. You can obviously craft some weapons to do additional bleeding. They could really make that some trouble to handle. And then obviously if you get a lot of crit boosted and you're spreading the hits around where you can just stack sort of this attack trait bleeding on top of all that, it could be really interesting. I don't really know anybody that is doing that as their main team or sort of has the tunes to put together, because for a lot of for a big part in sort of the roster of the game, there's not the bleeders aren't really focused into any persona or trait rather, and they're kind of just all over. So you need a good rainbow lead to get the best out of it, and to have these different trait characters randomly to piece together is probably pretty scarce, except for maybe some of the top players. And a lot of those bleeding characters aren't really OP tunes or premier tunes anymore either, so they might not have them. So it's really hard to put together, and I still don't think hemorrhage is that big of a deal. Looking at this Abe specifically, I think he's a middle tier tune. 300% damage to one enemy isn't very much. He does have this bonus 145% for the next 2 turns, but the problem is, and you guys hear me say it very often, raiding is all about doing the most amount of damage the fastest. So I mean, I would easily trade this Abe in my team for a 45 AP harder hitter. I mean, obviously there's Andrea out there. And that brings up another good point, because there are so many Andrea teams out there, Andrea, dominant teams. A large part of every region has sort of figured out how to handle tough hitting blues or trouble blues, characters that give a lot of caution to your team, that are offering as a very big problem. We all have ways that we can work around them. We know how to attack them. And because Andrea has sort of done that for everybody, it's hard to introduce a blue at this level in this middle tier that, isn't going to be handled pretty well. So in his self as a single tune, I don't see this Abraham being too much that people are going to be... It's not going to change teams that much, especially at the high end. Nobody's going to build a team around this Abraham. It would have to be something more synergistic. Let's take a look at the bonuses, though. We do have, the World at War series going on, week 1 with Rick, so you can see the 3 hats up there. I'm sure you guys saw it as well. Hats were dropping during war, not very often. I managed 2 over the whole weekend, and I think I had, I'm not 100%. I think I probably had 50 to 55 matches. So, you know, I had a lot of runs at it. They weren't falling very often, but they were falling. You also get 500 5-star recruit tokens. We got a bag with more 5-star recruit tokens before 475 and 1,000, 2,500 4-star recruit tokens, and 500 4-star weapon tokens, and we're getting that for a 40 opening at 8,200 coins. Not too shabby. You know, still in this place where I don't think the hats are going to be limiting factors. I think we'll be able to get the 4-star characters in the World at War event pretty easily. So that's not a really big selling point to me, but you are getting a guaranteed 975 5-star recruit tokens. This is probably on the bubble of top tier to middle tier bonuses, I would say, given the price and what you're going to get out of it. I'm going to say the top end of the middle tier, so nothing too exciting. As usual, though, we'll do a single pull. We'll see if we'll have any luck. Haven't ever managed to get a 5-star on a single pull, even though we have done a good number of them. Let's see if today's the day, guys. And let's go. We got... Get the fuck out of here. Are you kidding me? Oh, all right. You know, if you guys know, old Hospital Rick here, Heal Overtime, Hot Rick, whatever you want to call him, was the first premier Toon that I managed to pull. This was a long time ago. I went broke trying at him with 10 pulls. He came out. It was the first Heal Overtime character. Oh my god! I can't believe this does so much more for me than this Abraham would have. And if you guys have watched me play and see me raid, you kind of know what my main raid team is composed of, and you know that this Rick, having 2 of these Ricks, is gonna improve my raid. I mean, I can't believe it. I'm sorry. You know, I talk about it being a numbers game. Eventually, I knew if we did enough single pulls, we would get a 5. I didn't expect it to be this Rick, especially, I mean, you guys just heard me talk about Abraham. He's not somebody that I would be readily using. It would probably be a while before I got him leveled up. But on the other hand, though, I'm going to utilize the shit out of this Rick. Oh, man. Man, it's a pretty good day. Yeah. Also, if you guys have been watching, it's a good point to point out if you're new to the game. I didn't get the premier Toon. I didn't get the advertised Toon, and this has happened a lot more than it has that I've gotten the one that was up. That had the increased chances, which is weird. And one of the frustrating things about the game is that, you know, even if you do get a 5, it's not guaranteed to be the promotional one. But man, oh my goodness, that is a good way to end this video. Let me know what you guys think about the new Abraham, though. You know, if you are somebody that uses more ranged Toons, more than I do at least, let me know how you think he fits in sort of the hierarchy of the game. As always, if you guys enjoy, go ahead and hit the like, and if you're new and you want to see more, 5 stars won't be falling like this, but go ahead and subscribe. I'll see you guys soon.